I use GPT to learn English. You won't believe the result. I was scared to speak English. I always made mistakes and felt shy. But then I used ChatGPT every day for 30 days, and my English improved fast. In this video, I will show you exactly what I did, step by step, so you can learn simple English too. If you really want to speak better English, subscribe now and watch this story till the end. Chapter 1. My name is David Thomas, and I am 27 years old. I live in a small town called Pinewood. My life was always the same. I will wake up early, go to work at the electronics shop, come home tired, and watch videos on my phone. I never thought my life could change. For many years I felt stuck. I always wanted to learn English, but I believe it was too hard for me. My friends told me that English is important if I want a good job. They were right. Many customers in the shop spoke English, and I felt nervous when they asked questions. Sometimes I would smile and pretend I understood, but inside I felt embarrassed. I tried reading English books, but the words were difficult. I could not understand sentences. I watched videos on YouTube, but many teachers spoke too fast. My confidence became smaller every day. One evening I was sitting on my old sofa thinking about my life. I felt tired of feeling scared and small. I took my phone and typed in Google how to learn English for free. I saw many results, but one title caught my eye. It said Learn English by Chatting with AI. I clicked the link and read about ChatGPT. It said I could practice English anytime, ask questions, and get corrections. It sounded interesting, but I was not sure it would really help. I thought, what if this is just another thing that will waste my time? But something in my heart told me to try. I signed up and opened the chat. My hands were cold because I felt nervous. I typed, "Hello, can you help me learn English?" In a few seconds, I got a reply. "Hello, David. Yes, I can help you. Let's start with simple sentences." I felt a small smile on my face. It was the first time I felt hopeful about learning English. That night, I practiced writing sentences about my daily life. I wrote, "I work in a shop, and I like music." ChatGPT corrected my sentences kindly. I learned how to use I am, I have, and I like. The simple explanations made me feel confident. The next day at work, a customer asked me, "Can I return this speaker?" I understood the question. I said yes. "Please give me the receipt." My voice was quiet, but I felt proud. For the first time, I did not feel completely lost. When I came home that evening, I decided to make learning English part of my daily routine. I put my phone on the table, opened ChatGPT, and typed, "Can you help me practice conversations?" It replied, "Yes, David. Let's pretend you are in a shop." I smiled. We practiced greetings, questions, and polite responses. Every day, I learned something new. After 1 week, I started to write small paragraphs. I wrote about my family. My mother is kind. She likes to cook. My father is strong. He works in a factory. ChatGPT corrected my mistakes. I learned where to put capital letters and how to use periods. I did not feel afraid of making mistakes anymore because ChatGPT never judged me. A few weeks later, I had a customer from Canada. He spoke English very clearly. He asked, "Can you help me find a phone charger?" I took a deep breath and said, "Yes, please follow me." He smiled and said, "Your English is good." My face felt warm. No one had ever said that to me before. That evening I wrote to ChatGPT. "Today, a customer said my English is good." It replied, "I am happy to hear that, David. You are improving because you practice every day." I felt like I was not alone in this journey. One night, I decided to set a big goal. I wanted to write a story in English. It felt scary, but I wanted to see if I could do it. I told ChatGPT I want to write a story about a boy who learned something important. It said, "Great idea. Let's start together." We planned the story step by step. I wrote simple sentences. There was a boy named Sam. He was afraid of the dark. One day, he found a small light. As I wrote, I felt happy because I was using English to express my ideas. ChatGPT helped me improve the sentences. When I finished, I read the story aloud. I felt so proud that I almost cried. Slowly, English became part of my life. I started labeling things in my house with English words. I put a note on the mirror that said mirror and on the door that said door. Every morning, I read the labels to practice. My vocabulary grew and my fear started to disappear. After 2 months, my boss noticed my progress. He said, "David, you are doing well with English. Would you like to train new staff?" I was surprised. I had never thought I could teach someone, but I said yes because I want to keep growing. When I went home that day, I wrote to ChatGPT, my boss. "Wants me to train new staff." ChatGPT replied, "That is wonderful. You have worked hard, and now people see your effort." Every night, I practiced with ChatGPT. Sometimes I was tired, but I never skipped a day. I learned about tenses, simple grammar, and new words. I also practiced short dialogues about work and travel. My confidence grew step by step. Chapter 21 Evening. I came home and felt something special inside me. I realized I was not the same person who started learning English. Before, I was shy, scared, and quiet. Now I was confident. I knew I could talk to people and understand them. I wanted to test my skills more, so I decided to start an online video channel where I would share my journey of learning English. I thought, if I can inspire one person, it will be worth it. I wrote a script in simple English. "Hello, my name is David. I was afraid to learn English, but I practiced every day. Now I can speak better. You can do it too." I recorded the video and uploaded it. In the beginning, only 5 people watched it, but one of them wrote a comment. "Thank you. I'm also learning English. Your story gives me hope." My heart felt warm. I realized that sharing my story could help others. After that, I started recording short lessons about basic words and sentences. I used the same simple style ChatGPT used with. With me, people started following my channel. Some sent me messages saying I learned a new word today or I feel more confident now. It made me happy to know I was part of their journey. Every night, I continue to practice with ChatGPT. One day, I decided to practice longer conversations. I typed, "Can we practice an interview in English?" ChatGPT said, "Of course, David. Let's begin." It asked me questions like, "Can you tell me about yourself? And what are your strengths?" I practiced again and again. My answers became smoother. A few weeks later, my company announced they were opening a new store in a bigger city. They needed someone to manage it. My boss called me to his office and said, "David, you have worked hard. Would you like to lead the new store?" I felt surprised and nervous. Leading a store meant more responsibility and more English, but I thought about all my practice and how far I had come. I took a deep breath and said yes, I would like to try. When I walked home that day, I felt proud. I thought about the first day I typed hello to ChatGPT. That small step changed my life. On my last day in the old store, I looked around and felt a little sad. This place had been part of my life for many years. I remembered the quiet evenings when I felt lonely. I remembered the customers who spoke English and how scared I was to answer them. Now I was going to a bigger city to start something new. I packed my things and thanked my boss. He shook my hand and said, "I believe in you." That night I could not sleep. My mind was full of thoughts. Will I be good enough? Will my English be clear? We have already talked about thinking before speaking, using simple words and controlling tone and pace. Now we arrive at one of the most underestimated secrets of smart speaking, listening more than you speak. Yes, I know it sounds strange. We're talking about speaking smartly, but here I am telling you to listen. But here's the truth. The smartest speakers are also the best listeners. Why listening is a superpower for smart speaking. 1. It gives you knowledge before you speak. When you listen carefully, you collect all the facts, details, and emotions before giving your answer. This means you won't speak blindly or make silly mistakes. 2. It makes people feel valued. When you truly listen to someone, they feel respected. This creates trust, and when people trust you, they pay more attention when you finally speak. 3. It helps you choose the perfect words. By listening to a person's tone, emotion, and needs, you can adjust your words to match their situation. That's what makes your speech smart. It's tailored to the listener for. It avoids unnecessary arguments. Many fights and misunderstandings happen because people don't listen. When you listen first, you understand the full picture before responding. How to practice listening more than speaking. Step 1. Give full attention. When someone is speaking, put away distractions. No phone checking. No looking around. Show through your body language that you are listening. Step 2. Don't interrupt. Let the other person finish completely before you respond. Even if you think you already know what they're going to say, wait until they finish. Step 3. Use active listening signals. Nod your head. Say small acknowledgments like, "I see that interesting," or "okay." These signals show that you are engaged. Step 4. Repeat or paraphrase before answering. Repeat a short summary of what they said. For example, "So you're saying that the meeting was delayed because the documents weren't ready." This proves you understood correctly and prevents misunderstandings. Example, poor listener versus smart listener. Poor listener. A friend says, "I had a really bad day at work. My boss shouted at me." You quickly jump in. "Oh, that's nothing. My day was worse." Result, The friend feels ignored and unimportant. Smart listener. Friend, I had a really bad day at work. My boss shouted at me. You? That sounds tough. What happened? Pause. Listen fully. Then respond with empathy. Result. The friend feels heard, respected, and connected. The secret link between listening and speaking smartly. When you listen deeply, you can answer with precision. Instead of throwing random words, you deliver exactly what the other person needs to hear. This is why the world's best leaders, negotiators, and public speakers spend more time listening than talking. Think about great interviewers like Oprah Winfrey or top podcast hosts. They don't just talk. They listen. They make people feel important. And when they finally speak, their words have weight and meaning. Practice drill. The 7,030 rule. If you want to train yourself, follow this rule in conversations. Listen for 70% of the time. Speak for 30% of the time. This doesn't mean you should always be silent. It means you give more space for the other person to express themselves before you respond. This makes your speech sharper and more impactful. Remember, when you speak, you're only repeating what you already know. But when you listen, you learn something new. And the more you learn, the smarter your words will become. Tip 5. Use stories and examples to make your point. We've already learned that smart speaking is about more than just words. It's about clarity, tone, and connection. Now, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful tools in smart speaking, the ability to use stories and examples to explain your message. Why stories make you a smart speaker? Think about it. Since the beginning of human history, people have used stories to teach lessons, share wisdom, and inspire others. Long before books or the internet existed, knowledge was passed down through storytelling. Why? Because our brains are wired for stories. When we hear plain facts, we might forget them after